King Charles has appeared to briefly lose his patience and scold a guard during the American president's visit. The monarch seems to have tried to get the president to finish a conversation and failed to get him moving and directed his ire at the guard.
Behind the palace gates is a hidden world where only a handful of people can come and go as they please. Strict rules protect King Charles's inner circle.
Promise, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, lovely to see you again.
Rules that even Prince Harry found out can change fast. While most need a formal invitation to get inside, a small group can walk right up to the king without asking. So, who has that kind of access? And how much quiet power do they have over the monarchy's biggest secrets? Join us as we unveil those who can visit the king uninvited. Who can walk in on King Charles unannounced? Inside the royal world, where every bow, curtsy, and handshake still follows traditions that go back hundreds of years, there's a special kind of access that only a few people are granted: the rare freedom to drop in on King Charles without waiting for a formal invitation. It might seem like a small thing, but within royal circles, it's a powerful sign of deep personal trust and connection. At the center of this inner circle is, of course, his family. Queen Camilla, as the king's wife and closest confidant, holds that rare privilege. She can step into his private rooms anytime, no questions asked. After navigating years of public scrutiny, challenges, and personal growth together, their bond today is stronger than ever. Inside the palace, away from the spotlight, they work side by side, offering each other quiet strength and steady support in a world that rarely slows down. Prince William, next in line for the throne, also has this open access. His bond with King Charles has grown stronger as he takes on more royal duties. Even though they live in different homes, William can step into his father's study without notice, often blending family chats with serious talks about the monarchy's future. Prince Harry's journey has taken a very different turn. Back when he was still an active working royal, he also enjoyed that same rare freedom to visit his father without going through official channels. But since stepping back from royal duties and moving abroad, things have shifted. With both physical distance and well-known strains in their relationship, Harry's visits now follow a more formal process, proof that even in a world rooted in centuries of tradition, personal ties can still reshape how things work behind palace doors. Meanwhile, it's the king's grandchildren who help soften the palace's often serious atmosphere. When they come to visit, many of the usual rules and routines seem to quietly relax. Staff frequently mention how King Charles seems to light up whenever the young princes and princesses are around. In those moments, the strict schedule takes a back seat, and unexpected interruptions become a welcome part of the day. Beyond the family, there's a small circle of trusted advisors who also have rare and direct access to the king. One of the most important is the private secretary, the person who manages the king's packed schedule and advises him every single day. This role is so key that they can even walk into meetings if something important comes up. Then there's the equerry, often a senior military officer on temporary assignment, who also has permission to step in when an urgent issue needs attention. Other senior staff, like the master of the household, share this privilege too. Since they're in charge of running the day-to-day life inside the palace, they might need to approach the king personally if there's a major problem or decision that can't wait. And of course, the personal protection officers are always close by, 24/7. Their access isn't about rank, it's about making sure the king is safe at all times. But one exception stands out, especially when it comes to state matters. By long-standing tradition, the Prime Minister can meet with the king on short notice whenever national leadership calls for it. It's a reminder that even with all the ceremonies, the king still plays a role in the country's most important moments. At the end of the day, having the freedom to visit the king without an official invite isn't just about status, it's about trust. In a world where nearly everything follows strict rules, these personal connections reveal the more human side of royal life, where loyalty and relationships matter just as much as titles. Some doors stay open for good, but others can slam shut without warning. How fast can royal favor turn into royal coldness? Harry and Meghan were shown the door. In the royal world, an invitation is never just a polite gesture. It's a clear sign of where you stand in the family and how much approval you carry. That became very clear during Queen Elizabeth's funeral arrangements, when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle found themselves at the center of a sudden and very public snub. After Queen Elizabeth passed away in September 2022, the royal family and palace staff moved quickly to follow long-held traditions. World leaders, royals, and dignitaries from around the world were preparing to gather in London to honor the late Queen. One of the key events was a big reception at Buckingham Palace, hosted by King Charles and Queen Camilla. It was going to be a serious but important gathering before the funeral. At first, Harry and Meghan were on the guest list like other family members. Security teams planned for them to be there, and staff made the necessary arrangements. But then, out of nowhere, the invitation was pulled back. Palace aides announced that only working royals would be allowed at the event, cutting Harry and Meghan out. The sudden change confused everyone. People close to the Sussexes were reportedly caught off guard, unsure how they could go from being welcomed one day to being left out the next. The palace, on the other hand, quietly suggested they were never actually meant to attend. It was a sharp reminder of how deep the cracks within the family had grown since Harry and Meghan stepped back from their royal roles in 2020. The awkward timing didn't help. The whole world was watching the royal family as they mourned, and the uninvited Harry and Meghan quickly became headline news. Instead of focusing on preparations for the Queen's funeral, attention shifted to the behind-the-scenes drama. Staff at the palace scrambled to adjust seating charts and security plans. For the teams responsible for such a high-stakes event, the last-minute changes only added to the already heavy workload of hosting world leaders and keeping everything running smoothly. For Harry and Meghan, the snub was another reminder of the distance between them and the rest of the family. They had flown from California to be there but still found themselves sidelined from key moments. Meanwhile, the reception went ahead as planned. King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince William, and Kate welcomed leaders from around the world. Harry and Meghan were absent, and while no one mentioned it publicly, their absence was quietly noted. This whole situation showed just how tricky royal life can be, especially when emotions and politics mix. The split between working royals and those who have stepped away isn't just about duties, it's about who gets a seat at the table. And for King Charles, balancing family struggles while taking on the role of monarch proved to be a tough juggling act right from the start. Behind all the family drama, there's a tight-knit group of friends who've stuck around for years. But who has a place in the king's inner circle? King Charles's loyal court. While the official royal roles grab headlines, there's a quieter side to royal life. A circle shaped not by titles or duty, but by years of true friendship. King Charles's closest friends make up a carefully chosen group who've stood by him through scandals, divorces, and the constant glare that comes with being near the throne. At the core of this trusted group are the Duke and Duchess of Wellington, whose Spanish estate has been a personal escape for Charles since the 1970s. Their bond goes back to Charles's early romance with the Duke's sister, Jane Wellesley, once seen as a serious candidate to marry him. Even though that relationship didn't last, the friendship did. The Wellingtons' invitation to share the royal carriage with Charles at Royal Ascot, one of the biggest public nods of approval in royal circles, shows just how close they remain. These moments at Britain's most famous horse racing event show how Charles values loyalty, rewarding it with gestures that speak volumes. Many of Charles's friendships are steeped in generations of aristocratic ties. Sir Nicholas Soames, Winston Churchill's grandson, has been close to Charles since childhood. Their bond grew stronger when Soames served as his equerry, a royal aide in the 1970s. Their friendship has lasted nearly 60 years, with Soames acting as both a confidant and a link to Britain's wartime past through his Churchill family roots. But not all of Charles's friends come from noble backgrounds. Rupert Lycett Green, a groundbreaking tailor during London's swinging 60s, earned Charles's respect through his work on Savile Row, where he brought fresh energy to traditional British tailoring. Charles, always keen on craftsmanship and heritage, connected with Lycett Green beyond class lines. Their friendship shows how Charles can build lasting bonds based on shared values, rather than old family trees. Then there are the ski trips to Klosters, Switzerland, where Charles has enjoyed both leisure and deeper friendships away from palace life. The Palmer-Tompkinson family, known for their skiing skills, became regulars on these alpine getaways. Charles and Patty Palmer-Tompkinson bonded on the slopes, creating the kind of easygoing friendship that's hard to find inside royal walls. These holidays gave Charles rare chances to just be himself with people he trusted. What makes these friendships so important is that they allow Charles to be seen as a person, not just a monarch. Kirsty Smallwood, a school friend of Queen Camilla, is one of those ties to his pre-royal life. The granddaughter of media tycoon Lord Beaverbrook, Smallwood also brings deep historical roots to their friendship. The real test of these friendships came during the tough times. Those who stuck by Charles during his divorce from Princess Diana and the early rocky years with Camilla proved their loyalty. Among them were George and Sarah Lopes, who remained steadfast and were later linked to the royal family when their son Harry married Camilla's daughter Laura. For Charles, these friends are more than a company. They provide spaces where he can momentarily put aside royal duties. In their homes and gardens, Charles finds moments of calm that help him carry the weight of the crown, showing that even a king needs friends he can fully trust. While friendships matter deeply to the king, blood ties and marriage connections create an even deeper bond. But what hidden webs of loyalty truly secure one's place at court? Family bonds and long-lasting alliances. The royal court has always been a careful mix of family ties and strategic friendships, all woven together like an old, intricate tapestry. Beyond his close family and childhood friends, King Charles has built a wide network of people, blending family connections with shared history to create relationships that last through the years and the pressures of royal life. At the heart of this circle is Annabel Elliot, Queen Camilla's sister and closest friend. Their bond goes way back, long before royal duties and titles, grounded in a strong sense of family loyalty. Annabel is also a respected interior designer and has used her skills on royal projects, including the renovation of the lodge at Dumfries House, one of Charles's favorite restoration efforts in Scotland. Her mix of family love and creative talent has made her more than just Camilla's sister. She's a key figure in the royal family's private world. When Camilla was crowned, Annabel was close by, showing just how much their lifelong relationship meant. Then there's the Palmer-Tompkinson family, one of Charles's longest-standing friendships. Charles Palmer-Tompkinson, an Olympic-level skier, first impressed Charles in the 1970s and soon became a regular companion on royal ski trips to the Swiss Alps. Their friendship began on the snowy slopes of Klosters, where royal protocol faded in the mountain air and cozy chalets. His wife, Patty, who once worked as a chalet girl, formed a close bond with Camilla. Their daughter, Santa, now married to well-known historian Simon Sebag Montefiore, continues this family friendship, proving how these ties stretch across generations. Shared loss has also played a part in Charles's closest bonds, like his connection with Countess Mountbatten of Burma. Penny, who married Charles's cousin Norton Knatchbull, carries the legacy of the Mountbatten family, marked by tragedy after Lord Mountbatten, Charles's beloved great-uncle and mentor, was killed by the IRA in 1979. This shared experience of public duty, shadowed by personal sorrow, has created a bond deeper than typical friendship. Penny was also close to Prince Philip, adding another layer of history and continuity that Charles values greatly. The Earl and Countess of Halifax also have a deep link to Charles and Camilla. Their estate, Garrowby Hall in Yorkshire, once gave the couple a safe and private spot during the early, more difficult years of their relationship. It was a quiet escape from media attention and public opinion. Years later, during the pandemic, when Royal Ascot moved temporarily to York, even the late Queen stayed with the Halifaxes, proof of the family's trusted standing. The Countess adds yet another link, having once been married to the younger brother of Andrew Parker Bowles, Camilla's first husband, showing just how connected these social circles remain. The Duchess of Westminster holds a special place, connecting royal generations. Her late husband, Gerald, the immensely wealthy Duke of Westminster, was a loyal friend to Charles and often offered support over the years. Their grand estate at Eaton Hall in Cheshire gave Charles a quiet place to retreat, while their shooting lodge in Lancashire was the setting for more relaxed get-togethers. The Duchess is also Prince William's godmother, giving her yet another strong tie to the royal family, which continued even after Gerald's passing in 2016. These relationships are the quiet foundation behind the public face of the monarchy. More than just social connections or shared backgrounds, they give King Charles something invaluable: emotional support, history, and rare unwavering loyalty in a world where every royal move is constantly under the microscope. Outside of family and old friends, there's a wider circle of intriguing relationships. But who among these standout figures has the power to shape royal life? Power players and trusted confidants. The royal circle stretches far beyond family and old friends, bringing together a mix of interesting people whose bonds with King Charles are both personal and meaningful. Artists, aristocrats, cousins, and cultural figures form a rich network that adds color to his life and keeps the crown connected to the wider world. Lady Anne Glenconner is a living link between royal generations. She was a maid of honor at Queen Elizabeth II's coronation back in 1953.
People, there was, if you go back, this is 1953, the army was enormous.
Marking the start of decades spent close to the royals. As Princess Margaret's lady-in-waiting, she gained rare insight into life behind palace doors. Over time, she and Queen Camilla became close, sharing laughs and experiences in a world where tensions often simmer beneath the surface. With all her years of experience, Glenconner brings valuable advice to a king settling into his new role. Charles' love of the arts is clear in many of his friendships. Catherine Goodman, a talented artist herself, teamed up with him in 2000 to found the Royal Drawing School.
25 years ago, that Catherine helped me start the life drawing classes for my the drawing school.
Together, they turned Charles's hobby, watercolor painting, into a lasting institution. It's a partnership built on a shared passion for keeping traditional art skills alive. When royal life feels heavy, Charles often finds calm behind his easel, something Goodman understands deeply. His royal cousins play a unique role in his world. The Earl of Snowdon and Lady Sarah Chatto, the children of Princess Margaret, share with Charles not just blood, but years of memories. Lord Snowdon has made a name for himself through his luxury furniture brand, Linley, and his role at Christie's auction house. Lady Sarah, meanwhile, is a respected painter who shares Charles's creative streak. They are rare figures, families who understand royal pressures but also thrive outside of palace life. Lord Rothschild adds weight and wisdom to the king's social circle. When he hosted Charles and Camilla at his villa in Corfu, it was a mark of friendship and mutual respect. Rothschild has long supported the Duchy of Cornwall, which funded much of Charles's charitable work as Prince of Wales. His efforts earned him royal honors and showed how Charles values those who back the causes close to his heart. The von Westenholz family proves how practical skills can help forge strong royalties. Baron Piers von Westenholz played a key role in restoring Dumfries House, the historic Scottish mansion Charles helped save in 2007. It was a big project that protected priceless Chippendale furniture for the nation. At the same time, Baroness Jane von Westenholz built a lasting friendship with Queen Camilla through the ups and downs of royal life. The Earl and Countess of Rosslyn show how work and friendship often mix in the royal household. Peter Rosslyn became master of the household to Charles and Camilla in 2014, running daily life at Clarence House. His wife, Helen, links the royals to the modern art world through her leadership of the London Original Print Fair. Their daughter Alice even played Kate Middleton in a TV drama, blurring the lines between royal life and pop culture. All these connections create a carefully balanced web around King Charles. They're more than social ties. They bring fresh ideas and different perspectives from across British life. In a world where the monarchy can sometimes feel distant, these voices help keep Charles grounded and in touch with the country he serves. Who's going to rise or fall as King Charles puts his stamp on the monarchy? And will the old alliances from Queen Elizabeth's time survive? Now that there's a king set on making his mark in history? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.